So let's go ahead and start with the Panasonic G9 using the diffuser. You're also going to need the Olympus 60mm f2.8 lens. We'll go ahead and start by lining up the red dots and mounting the lens. Take the diffuser here and we're going to go ahead and mount it, line up the logo to the side of the shutter, and then rotate it upwards like so. Should lock in place. With this camera, you will also need the FL200 flash. Let me find that real quick. Here it is. Here's the flash. The flash's settings should be typically set to TTL on this side, and then the 0 should line up with the blue 0 and the blue mark here should be set there. You can go ahead and then mount the flash here and then lock it into place, and that works with the diffuser. You will need, this diffuser is actually too short for the camera. We have a longer variant. You have to request it and we can send it to you for that, unless you have one of our older ones that are taller. This is a shorter one designed for a different model of camera, the GH4. So let's go ahead and set up the camera. I'm going to remove the flash just to show you things easier. I'm going to make it a little easier to see everything. The on-off switch is right here. We're going to go ahead and flip that to on, and that should turn it on. Okay, now the camera's on. I'm going to go to menu and start resetting things just so that we can go from scratch. It's very similar to other Panasonic cameras. We're going to go hit that tool button and go find the reset feature. It's here somewhere. There it is. This resets every setting in the camera. We're going to wipe it completely clear. Hit yes. You don't have to do this if you just bought the camera, but I think it's a good idea to just reset everything. Okay, so we've reset that. And now reset facial recognition. Yep, and our custom profiles. Everything's wiped. It's a completely clean camera. Reset. Oh, I should have hit no. Okay. So anyway, we've reset everything. Now we're going to go find the world time. We're going to set our home zone to Los Angeles for me. Then hit back. We're also going to set the time, the clock set. It is 8:35. Okay, so hold on a second here. I'm just using the arrow keys. Apparently this one you use the wheel to go advance a digit and you use the arrow. Slightly different from the older Panasonics that I use, February 21st. Okay, so that's all set. We're gonna hit set. Right now we're gonna go and change the camera settings. I'm gonna flip it to manual mode here. That's gonna put it in shooting. The couple things we're gonna need to change here. You can hit the display button and we should get to the all settings. This is a nice way to just set everything in one glance. I'm gonna hit the f-stop. I'm gonna spin the wheel to F16. That'll work for this just fine. Hit set. 1:250 is a good shutter speed. ISO, we're gonna set it to 400. Okay, there we go, hit set. Leave that exposure. This plus or minus should be set to, my plus or minus setting is set to -3. I'm going to change that. Okay, it's not letting me change that here, so I will change that. Oh, that's actually my exposure. Don't worry about that. Never mind. So leave that, stays at 0. This stays. What you need to do here is set it to force flash, which will happen once we put this on, I have a feeling. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later, but that should be defaulted at flash. Single shot mode. This is single shot mode here. The drive mode is actually set by this little sub dial right up here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a dial mode under, there's a dial under the mode dial. You want to set that all the way to the right side this way. So that's single frame. You don't need rapid fire in dentistry. Pick AFS for single shot. For For the focus mode, you're going to pick the autofocus area to be single, hit set. We're going to go ahead and change our quality here. You want the fine quality. If you want a RAW file because you process RAWs, that's where you do it, or you can leave it as is. Then for the, leave it at standard, auto white balance, change this to flash white balance. Right here, very important for consistent color. Leave that off, leave that default, everything else is good. Let's go ahead and save it. We're gonna hit display to bring us back to the normal camera mode. There we go. Menu, that monkey wrench, custom set memory. We're gonna pick C1, hit set, overwrite yes. And then one other thing I need to do, I'm gonna go back to the shooting mode. I'm going to, the thumb wheel sets the shutter speed, but the trigger wheel up top here sets the f-stop. I'm going to set it to f4, f5.6 for the headshot. And then we're going to go ahead and hit menu again, custom set memory, and set that to C2. And now every time we want to do a dental shot, we can set our mode to C1 for intraoral close-up, C2 for our headshots, and they're all set. Since you're using the FL, if you're using an external flash, what I like to do for that is I like to point the flash up like this so that it banks off the ceiling and down. I think it's a much better look than pointing the flash straight at the patient. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.